Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. People asked for a little bit more Star Battle content. I'm just going to show you a short one right here, and I do mean short. I'd like to demonstrate the ability to play as a team in Star Battle, and in this case, this is what I would call a complete and total pub stomp. We brought a pre-made team of 6 ships against these guys who we assume have to be a bunch of randoms. Our plan was quite simple. We're going to set up one carrier as bait. In this case, I have gone with mostly plasma shield upgrades, a little bit of armor for good measure, plus a little bit of movement speed, as I would recommend everyone gets at least one upgrade in engine. I have told my teammates to all pick up the warp jump ability, which they've got, and obviously if they can, at least get one upgrade. Some of them have, some of them hadn't, some of them have gone for very early short-range builds, which is a good idea, I might add. You know, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. We've also got a few people that have picked up some short-range damage abilities that they're going to be using. Now, the plan is quite simply this. I'm deliberately moving my carrier out of position. I'm going to move my carrier down towards the enemy forces. I'm going to try and engage them in combat. I'm going to try and force the enemy team to go straight for me. Now, what I can do is, once I have managed to lock them down, all of our guys are going to warp in on me, and we're going to unleash short-range abilities to destroy our opponents. Will it work? Well, you're about to find out. So I'm now trading blows right here with Time Frost, who are now chasing away. We don't really have the firepower to bring them down right now. I've got a bit of a scuffle in here, but you'll notice most of these guys are the enemy. So I'm going right into the middle of them, and my guys are going to come and back me up. Now, some of them are quite close, so they don't really need to do anything else, but otherwise they're warping in. And what I'm now doing is I'm calling a particular target. Now, we're focusing fire on one specific target right now, and that's the one that's going to be going down. So we're actually focusing fire on Lino. He's being called as our primary, and we're focusing on him. We're going to try and take him out of the battle nice and early on. Now, Lino, as it happens, does have a few movement speed upgrades, but not enough to get away from Matt. And he's pounding on him right there, and he's getting absolutely twatted. Stormgale's keeping up with him very nicely. He's got the same speed, and he's got loads of upgrades in his lasers. So he has just taken Lino apart. Lino is bleeding, and there's no way that Lino's going to get away from that. Now, in terms of my ship, I have managed to eat an awful lot of damage. You see, they're focusing on me right now, which is totally fine. That's exactly what we want to happen. This ship is designed as the tank, and indeed, I believe we managed to take him out right there. We'll just double-check that. No, Lino did get away, but only just. We'll get him later. So, farming obviously is really, really important if you want to be good at this game. And what I want to point out is that there are 3 main lanes that you can farm. Again, it is sort of like Dota. So you've got this lane right here, which is spawned often from the science vessels. You've got waves coming in sort of through the science vessels. You see how it splits off right there? And you've got a main wave in the middle, and then you've got a wave off to the side as well. So what you want to try and do is split your forces evenly so that they all get good farm. Right now, we've got 4 of the enemy forces sitting around here, and they're not going to be doing too much together. That's the reason that you want to use this warp-in strategy, because you want to be farming optimally. You want to split, say, 3 in each of these lanes. Not that you can really see the lanes, but you can see them coming in right there. You see on the minimap down at the bottom of the screen. You'll see the waves of fighters actually moving in right here. Okay. Now, we thought we'd actually killed Lino there, but it turns out we hadn't. He just rage quit, I think, which is kind of weird, but hey, there you go. If you do rage quit with a ship that's alive, then if you die, you'll be able to take over that ship. So, it's not hugely bad, but hey. Whelp having a little bit of a skirmish over here, which is not too good for him. He's gone level 7 in laser battery, which means he is a close-range brawler. Lino and Aragon are sort of sitting around, and we're looking to try and get a flank on one of these forces here. I'm sure we'll be able to find one of them. Just looking for positioning and trying to find someone that's out of position, like Time Frost, for instance. Time Frost totally out of position right now, beating on Whelp at this point in time. Unfortunately, we need to try and bring them close to where I currently am. This is where I am right now. I'm flanking around here, trying to go on Aragon and Lino. So we're going to go for Lino once again. I'm going to come around behind him. Like I say, I've got shield upgrades. I also have this ability right here, which is Recharge Shield. As far as I'm concerned, the carrier right now is the best tanking ship. The best tanking ship because Recharge Shield is really, really powerful. It's very, very short cooldown, doesn't cost an awful lot of energy. You see right there, we warped in the rest of our forces. We didn't even have to warp in on me there. We just locked down Lino and wrecked him. Lino's melted. Now we're going to go on Millop. Millop's not going to really be able to get away, I don't think. He does have 1.71 speed, but Stormgale has built specifically to keep up with those guys. He hasn't really got anything other than point defense drone, which, as you can see, is extremely powerful. It's knocking out missiles all over the place. Trying to focus down on Millet, we can't get him, but we can get Chow, who is foolishly not got a movement speed upgrade. If you don't have a movement speed upgrade by this point in the game, you are effectively dead. And Shalane's going to lock him down, tear him apart with those tentacles and the fire from his Mutalisks. He's also got a little bit of acid in there, just for good measure. He's receiving damage over time, and his armor is crumbling. Falling back at this point, and he's not going to be able to get there, I don't think. Will we let him get away? Oh, I don't know. I think he might, actually, which is kind of irritating. In the meantime, we've got a massive great skirmish going on here. 4 of our guys versus Time Frost, who foolishly decides to stick around. I can't imagine why. And Shalane is able to get directly in front of him and lay down the pain. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have the movement upgrades to stay with him. But we should be able to pound on him. I'm staying as close as humanly possible. Don't really need to use any energy right now. Time Frost is melting. He has no defense upgrades, and down he goes. Now, you don't want to get too greedy at this stage in the game. It's very, very tempting to dive into the science vessels or into the warp prisms. Basically dive straight past them to try and get a kill. But at this point, they do a huge amount of damage. And bear in mind, you're also going to be hit by fighters. More fighters than you would be used to, because you're very close to their command center that is constantly launching wave after wave after wave. I'm getting a little bit of farming right here. Millet warps in on Aragon, tries to get somewhere, but nothing really happening. I've got a ton of cash, so I'm going to go and see what I can get with it. Looking to upgrade my weapon systems, looking to get a little bit more in terms of shield as well as energy capacitor. Like I say, getting energy upgrades is a good idea, simply because, as you might imagine, it gives you not only a larger capacitor that you can use for a wide variety of different things, but also you gain extra energy regeneration. You see there, we've got Protoss Plasma Shields level 8, and the reason I think this is good is, the reason I think Recharge Shield, for instance, is better than Defensive Matrix is that it benefits from you having a high Plasma Shield rating. If your shields are really tough, then you regenerate 17% of that shield. That's awesome. That scales really well, whereas Defensive Matrix is a set amount, so it's not quite as good, which is why I think that the Carrier is arguably the best tank in this particular game right now. I'm pretty happy, actually, with the way that Star Battle is going on the US servers right now. It is available. To find it, you just go to your Join Custom Game and look at New, and I think it's steadily rising up the ranks. I think it's now on the first page of Popular Custom Games, so we're really getting there. And I've also spoken to the developer, so he's going to get a spectator mode in, so that tournament I was talking about is looking increasingly likely to happen. There's the warping once again. I warp it on Stormgale this time around. I'm going to go straight in there, and we've just completely surrounded them. Warp is incredibly potent, really is, and no, you can't warp out of a fight once you're getting pounded. Cho's just not even going to get anywhere out of that. Shaline's jumped in as well, so Millop's getting chased down. Cho doesn't have the speed to get away from us. Again, critical error for newbies. Don't go out there without engine upgrades. It is the thing that will get you killed above anything else. Aragon locks on with a nuclear missile. We're just trying to move away from that right now. We don't want to be hit by that. The thing is, Matt can actually outrun it. He's got a speed of 1.61. So, nuclear missile, you've either got to launch at someone slow, launch at someone that you are ahead, or launch from point-blank range. Aragon now making a fatal mistake, getting jumped by the rest of us. And like I said, this is a complete and total pub stomp, and you might say that this is unfair, but it just demonstrates how much teamwork is involved in order to play this game effectively. It's about focusing targets, it's about warping at just the right time. Down he goes to a Yamato cannon, and we've pretty much wiped them out right here. So I would recommend, actually, if you're going to play this, get yourself a fixed team together and see if we can actually get some team play going in this mod. Like I say, team play in Dota-style mods, in League of Legends, Heroes of New Earth, is always the optimum way to play. I think it applies to this mod as well. And, I might post a few more of these videos going forward, and I'm also in touch with the developer, and we're going to be looking towards addressing some imbalance that is in the game, as well as hopefully advancing the mod further. So thanks to those who've tried Star Battle so far. I still find it extremely entertaining, and I will let you know about this tournament thing once I get everything organized and hopefully get a sponsor so we can get a good prize pool going for the teams that actually go in. And yes, I will be casting the Star Battle tournament when it happens, and it should be great. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. My name's been Total Biscuit. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.